Dude, I have a lot to fill you in on.
With what?
So, I think that was maybe a month ago that I was texting you. Maybe not even, when I was like kind of complaining about my training crew.
That was like last week.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, I've had many conversations like that one that I had with you. So I like Friday had a complete like moment where I was just like, fuck it, dude, I'm done. So I actually left that group, and right now I'm kind of just figuring out what I want to do, but right now I'm just training by myself.
Good for you.
So
I mean, hold on, let me take this out. Having these earphones in muffles me too much. Dude, how do I want to say, like, when you put too much time and effort into other people and nobody, gives back anything,
yeah.
or when you're there for people on their max effort days and like nobody shows up when you're doing it, or it's like a burden on other people when you ask them for help. Like,
see, dude, that's exactly how I feel. How it is like,
shit, man.
oh, Rupo's here. See if he can figure out his camera.
No.
Yeah, dude, I felt like every time I would ask them to do anything for me, I felt like it was like such a fucking big deal. Can you guys just turn your phone sideways? Yeah. I felt like I was asking like too much, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, dude, I'm just asking you guys to come to the meet and like help out. What I'm talking about right now, Rupo, I was texting Mike about this like a week ago, but basically,
Rupo, your head looks enormous, by the way.
it does.
Yo, come on, man.
Yo,
Yes, I like that.
so I was telling Mike a few weeks ago how like I'm wicked frustrated with my training situation. So obviously you know that I was training with a group. And that last meet that I saw you at, you probably noticed that I came to the meet and none of my fucking guys were anywhere to be found, right?
Yeah.
Nobody went with you?
Yeah, so there's these meets up in New Hampshire that like a lot of us do. And a lot of our buddies compete at and stuff.
Yeah, it's at Brian's, right?
Yeah, at Brian's. So like
is there something I can lean this on?
So the whole Windham County crew's up there. The whole 1-to-1 crew's up there. The whole Live Free or Die crew's up there. Like all these gyms, their whole crew's there. And I went there because I had to help handle some people. But I had asked my group, like, yo, if you guys could come, that'd be great, because I don't want to be fucking handling a bunch of people by myself. Like, just to use extra hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just to help make sure, like, the warm-up room runs smooth and everything. Like, I want my gym supporting these meets that we go to, basically. Couldn't get anybody to show up. And that was, like, probably the third or fourth incident in a row, like, within the course of 6 months that something like that had happened. And so...
And it's not that far of a drive from you, right?
No, dude, it's nothing. It's like from my house, it's an hour. From where everyone else is closer than I am.
Yeah.
To the gym and to 1-to-1, which is where the meet was. So, and then we'd go to the gym, and I'd always be pissed after these things of like people not showing up or coming through, and I'd come back in the gym like kind of pissy. As I'm sure you've had that happen to you too,
all
Mike.
the time.
So I come in pissy, and then everybody fucking turns into a sad boy. And then there's just sad boy energy in the gym. And it got to the point, dude, where this is going on for like 6 months. And I was just like, you know what, dude? I'm fucking done. Like, yeah. I'm done with it. So I don't know what I'm going to do right now. But.
So are you still training there or no?
No.
At the gym? No.
So I have this gym.
Oh.
Yeah. I have this gym right down the street from me. It's literally like a 20-second walk. And it's like an old school hardcore gym, and it has a lot of good equipment, but it doesn't have a monolift. So, I don't know how long term I'm going to be down there, but for the last 3-4 workouts I've been down there, and I've just been doing like bodybuilding shit. And my workouts have been good just because I don't have that like negative energy dragging me down. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's been, I don't know. I'm going to figure something out. I'm sure I'll go back there eventually. But I think I need to piece together a couple new people to kind of like try to rebuild, like start over and then go there. You know what I mean? Because there's no point to drive like 45 minutes and then have like work out on the monolift by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, none at all.
Yeah.
and John, I'm sure you can attest to this, but when it comes to powerlifting, especially multiply, which is what all of us do, you need to have a solid crew there, and everybody needs to be accountable for. Like,
Absolutely.
don't fucking come up to me and ask me to wrap your knees if you have no idea how to wrap a set of fucking knees. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with that.
If you're gonna ask for people to wrap, you know, hey, can you wrap my knees? Hey, can you set my gear? Hey, can you get me in my shirt? Hey, can you hand me off? You better be doing all those things for other people and know very well how to do them.
Dude, that's another thing is like, I would notice that, you know, even just you saying that, me thinking about it, I'm like, all right, I think I've seen 4 out of like the 10 people that I train with wrap someone's knees before. And usually I wrap tons of knees. Brianna wraps tons of knees. It's just like,
dude, I was always the one wrapping everybody's knees. Like Sundays, I'd be in max effort squats wrapping, you know, 10 sets of knees, and then finally one Sunday I fucking lost my shit, and I was like,
it's
"There's
exhausting.
nobody else here."
yeah,
dude, it's exhausting.
I'd rather take 20 max effort squats and wrap 20 knees.
Absolutely,
It's the worst.
Dude, it destroys your fucking hands. You get out of breath. You get like bicep tendonitis if you wrap enough knees. It's like terrible.
I get bad bicep tendonitis squatting as it is, and then so wrapping knees while trying to, you know, it's horrible. And then so I don't care. I'll be the asshole. I don't care at all, and I don't care how people take it. If you don't like it, you can fucking leave. But after I did that, then people started to learn how to wrap knees. You know what I mean? And same thing with bench handoffs. You know, I max effort bench on Fridays. Everybody's always like, "Oh, Mike, hand me off, hand me off, hand me off." Finally, I said, "Dude, what the fuck? There's 20 people in this gym. Everybody knows how to bench. Nobody knows how to hand off on a bench. Like, come on, figure your shit out. Be accountable. Like, help other people. Like, if you want that good of a bench handoff from somebody, you need to be able to do that also."
I know Mike Burrell's the same way, where like if somebody's just bringing toxic energy, he'll just get rid of them. But here's like where I was struggling with the situation is I don't own the gym, right? I'm not in charge.
Right.
So it's like you get in these situations where like I can't like kick somebody out really. I could tell them they can't train with us. But it's hard to have that conversation when we all go at the same time and they're still going to be there and they're still going to need the monolith. There's only one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's hard to do that. And I also just don't feel like I should be in that much of like a position of authority when it's like it's not my gym really. You know what I mean? So it's like hard to navigate the situation. I feel like, and another thing too is like I only have so many people. So if I start kicking everybody out when they're being a fucking pain in the ass, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a lot of people at Hellbent where if you lose a couple of people, it's kind of like, you know,
it doesn't matter.
Revolving door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the thing is when people buy into what you're doing and like what you have and who you are and stuff, people don't want to leave. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I don't know if you guys played sports in, you know, high school, college, whatever, but like, you know, you played football and your football coach, you know, ripped you a new asshole or whatever, you weren't leaving, you know what I mean? Because it's something that you wanted to do.
Right.
But most people are fucking soft as shit now. And if somebody, you know, gives them constructive criticism or gives them a slap on the wrist just for being an asshole or ignorant or whatever, most people leave. But I think at first you kind of have to build people up to that.
Yeah.
You know, you can't like right off the rip be like, "Oh, you know, fuck you, wreck this person's knees," and then they're gonna be like, "All right, yeah, no, this is for me."
Yeah.
But luckily we've had, you know, the same core group of people for like almost going on 6 years now. When I say core group, we probably have just the numbers today for it. I want to say like 45 members.
Fuck.
But there's been like the same core group of like 12 of us for like 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, and
I can think of all those people too, and that's a cool thing because you guys roll everywhere together, and that's like what I'm envious of, and it's the same with your crew, Rupo. Like, you guys, I know all the faces because you guys are everywhere together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Whereas like I show up to these meets by myself and have to do everything without the help of my training crew, and nobody even knows who the fuck my training crew is. They're not like, oh, where are they? Because it's like they don't even fucking exist because they don't come to anything. You know what I mean? I'm like, these motherfuckers.
The thing is, they probably know months ahead of time when the meet's going to be too. Like you can, you can plan one day.
Dude, absolutely. Well, here's the thing that happened, and I'm sure you guys have had friends like this, inside or outside of lifting. Is like, so we were all training together. Everyone, it seemed like lifting was like everyone's first priority, and it's always been my first priority. And so it gets really frustrating with me, like training with people who it's not their first priority. I understand, like, like if some like fucking family emergency comes up, I'm not gonna like get mad that they missed something, you know what I mean? But like when it's like just some bullshit, like what happened is a bunch of our training partners, like 4 or 5 of them got serious girlfriends at once, and then they all started flaking. They started not showing up to things. They started missing the gym for weird random reasons. They started coming to the gym but not really being present, or like being in a bad mood, like all this shit. And it happened to like half the training group at once. And then that kind of is what snowballed over the last 6 to 8 months, finally to like this boiling point where I was just like, all right, dude, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah. Now, would have you ever thought about opening like something small for yourself, trying to build out of that, or no? Is it just not in the cards?
It's not something I could do financially, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially like, dude, everything is so fucking expensive up here. Like even getting someplace small,
especially now,
it'd be
killing me. You have a garage or no?
No. I don't even have like, I can't even fit anything in my basement. Like there's no way to like start accumulating stuff without having a space to put it. You know what I mean? So I'd have to get the space and the equipment all at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that you need to start with a lot of stuff, but even just starting with like a monolift, a bench, and a deadlift platform plus the space, it's just like a lot. You know what I mean? I have a mortgage and stuff already, so I do feel a bit trapped up here, man, because that gym was the closest gym, and it was 45 minutes away. Yeah. And so now I'm like looking at other options and just being like,
How far is 101 from you?
It's an hour, and then you got to drive through like tolls and shit. It's a fucking major pain in the ass. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, how's training going for you guys?
Good? John, go ahead.
It's going good. I'm not really training for anything. I just had a meet.
Yeah. You're just easing back into shit, right?
Yeah. We just started going heavy again. So.
Yeah, you take
anything. I think I might do a push pull this summer.
Oh yeah.
And then Yeah. Well, I don't even know about a push pull. At least bench only.
Yeah.
At least a bench only meet, and then at the end of the year, I'd like to do one. I don't know if my total probably won't stick for next year's WPO, so I definitely need to get at least one more in there.
Yeah.
Didn't you qualify this year or no?
Yeah. So right now, I did accept the invitation, but my best friend's actually getting married the same day, and I'm the best man. So it's really shitty.
You got to go to that. Yeah.
I don't have a choice, man. So now I still accepted the invite, but I think June 1st, if like the WPO date stays the same, the wedding stays the same, I'm gonna have to message him and decline the invite. At least I give him 10 weeks, enough to prepare for it. So
yeah.
You never know with the WPO; it could move. The wedding moving is unlikely.
Why I'm waiting. That's why I'm waiting till I'm gonna wait till 10 weeks out and then give it back if I have to. I'm pissed. Like it is what it is, but like it had to be the same exact freaking day.
Yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
What are you training for, Mike? I seen you've been going heavy. You're back with the ridiculous amounts of fucking bands.
Yeah. We're flying down to Daytona Beach Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
Perfect Storm is having their meet there, so that's what we're doing, the APF meet.
Oh, nice. Sick.
Nice.
Yeah. So should be fun.
I should come down for that.
Training's going like shit, but that's usually par for the course, right? When you're this close to a meet.
Hey, you got hurt a few months back, didn't you? Taking a squat?
I hurt my hamstring, I don't know, 5 weeks ago maybe. So that this whole training block and like meet prep sucked. So I started a new job 3 months ago, right in the beginning of it. So that switched up.
Yeah, you're working in the middle of the night now?
No. Well, I'm just going in early for like overtime and stuff like that.
He's goes in at 1 o'clock, John.
Jeez.
That's early.
So
yeah,
that's late, Skiba.
That's third shift right there.
Yeah. So there's that, and then I tweaked my hamstring a couple weeks ago, so squats and deadlifts have been
yeah, so training's going like shit is what you're saying, basically.
Horrible. I was able to touch my first bench last week.
Damn.
So switching up bench shirts every week, trying to find something that works, but
yeah,
it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Is the last meet that you did is that last one the one that you squatted 1,000 and then you kind of laid off a little bit for that, right? After?
Yeah, that was up at Tribes Hill, New York. That was at Billy Mimnaw's gym.
Yeah, so you squatted 1,000, and then you were telling me, we were texting a little bit about it. You were telling me that you were feeling like a little bit like lost with training after, like you were kind of like I was having a hard time finding your groove again.
I was just mentally burned out, man.
Yeah.
There gets like you get so fixated on certain numbers that you want to hit.
Yeah.
Certain totals that you want to hit, and it's like, your foot is on the gas for for me it was like 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's like all that you could think about. And then when it happens, like I've wanted to squat 1,000 pounds since I started powerlifting.
Same, man.
And I thought it was gonna be like this great thing, and then I hit it, and I was like, okay, like I that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Dude, it's hard. It's hard with those moments because they're so fucking. It's such a rush of everything at once that you can't really process it, and then it's just over.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And the thing was, like, I've been training nonstop for 3 years. I was just like mentally over it, physically beat up.
Yeah. You're training fucking hard too, man. You guys go heavy often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then you start missing it, you get back into it, take a meet, and that's where I'm at now. And training's going like shit now, and I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? But either way, we're going to Florida, so it'll be fun.
What are you trying to do at the meet?
My openers, I'm opening light on everything. Just because I've never actually like traveled a big distance to do a meet.
I haven't either.
So, playing it a little bit conservative. Squat openers 880. I don't know what it's a kilo meet, so I don't know what the kilo conversion is.
881.
Yeah.
881.
400 kilos.
400 kilos. Yeah.
645 on bench and 650 on deadlift.
I'm surprised by that, Mike. That doesn't seem like your style to like
be conservative.
Play it safe, yeah.
Well, what'll probably happen is I'll probably miss my opener, miss my second, and then roll the dice on my third. So
that sounds like me,
dude. Oh my god, watching John compete is the most roller coaster of a fucking day I've ever seen. I've watched John compete like 4 times now, and every time it's just like insanity.
Yeah.
You stay in a good mood no matter what, though, Rupo.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like,
yeah, you're fun to hang out with at meets. You're not like,
yeah. Well, if I miss a squat, like I know I can make it up on something, and if I don't, I mean, it is what it is. But you can't, like, say if I hit, like, I only hit my opener last meet on my squat because I forgot how to squat at the meet.
Did you see that? He posted. Did you post it on Instagram?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He fucking on. What was that? Your last squat or your second squat?
Both. I did both.
Dude, I couldn't believe how fast he sat down in his suit. Like he just awful. Sat. It just looked like he was taking a wide stance raw squat. Like he just was like.
Terrible, man. I didn't learn how to squat.
Did you try those briefs on yet that I sent you?
Bro, the one. Oh my god. Dude, I literally tried to get in those for fucking probably an hour, and they were halfway on, and my legs were purple and numb. I just couldn't get them on. So, fucking what we've been doing is just letting Bree use them for her really heavy ones. Bree can just get into them.
Oh my god,
dude, they're so fucking.
Those are 38s too.
They're 38s, but they're 4-ply. They're insane.
I'm trying to get into 3s myself, triple plies.
I have 3-plies for max efforts.
I just ordered them. I just ordered some.
I like them a lot, honestly, but I only do it for max efforts. Like I can't get to a box for speed squats. So I have a double ply beat up pair for speed squats that I've had for like fucking the entirety of the time I've been doing multiply. So they're really worn out. It's like perfect. And then I
think somebody that I know gave you those ones too.
Yeah, you gave me those. For free. You know what's funny is I've gotten every pair of briefs I've ever worn, I think, from Skiba.
That's crazy.
No, that's a lie. Dalton gave me a pair too. But yeah, I've gotten quite a bit of gear from Skiba. Did I get my bench shirt from you? No, I was going to. I ended up getting.
No.
I bought a bench shirt from some random ass dude, and it like fits perfect. Couldn't have worked out any better.
What size is it? The SCP?
I want to say it's a 54. I think. Does that sound right?
Could be, yeah.
I think it's a 54. It's pretty fucking tight, like honestly.
Probably a 54.
Yeah. But it's like the purple kind of stretchy material, so it's not.
I like the new shirts.
Yeah. Dude,
I like it.
I was benching in a single ply Phenom with an SDP collar before. So this shirt feels amazing. Because the Phenom's like nothing. You know what I mean? But it's taken me a little while to get used to it. Fucking definitely what happens is I end up like pressing a little too fast. Like I'll start pressing and it'll start moving faster than I expected. But then I'll do something wrong and like the collar will come off me or something. And I just don't have the shirt anymore. You know what I mean? I need to like figure out and be ready for it to start flying up fast. You know what I mean?
In those purple SDPs, a lot of people have the tendency, and it's just bad cueing, where people will be telling you to tuck from the start.
Yeah.
Which is what you don't want to do, especially in those shirts. You want to break your elbows wide.
Yeah.
And lower the bar, and then tuck maybe at like a one board.
Just basically when you have to get it to touch, right?
Yeah, exactly. But people over tuck, right from the start in the shirt, and then they're handcuffed and they're, dumping it on their belly, and then when they get the press, it's just shooting right back over their face.
Right.
So.
Do you guys pull the like how far down do you pull the collar on
I don't
shirt?
Jack my shirt.
You don't?
All. My collar's in my throat when I bench.
Okay.
I pull mine down as much as I can. I'm also on a 64, so I can really crank.
Yours
it
is
down.
Pretty loose, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it like that. But
yeah.
I'm actually gonna have to, now that I'm touching bigger weights now, I'm actually gonna tighten the thing up a little bit.
Yeah. But you pull it down.
I touch really easy at the meat.
Yeah. I'm not sure what to do with it. I've kind of done both, and they both don't feel that much different.
You know how you do like a band pull apart?
Yeah.
That's literally how I use it. That's how I bench in a shirt now. Like elbows, like like this. Like,
yeah.
Like that. Like you said, I don't tuck at all. Even when I get close, I don't tuck. But my shirt is really loose, so I don't need to tuck.
Okay. Yeah, I always feel like
benching well finally now.
I always feel like when I'm getting stuck on bench, I kind of like, I don't know if I can really demonstrate this, but when I'm coming down, if I'm going to press, if I start getting stuck, what I usually do is start drifting back a little, and then it starts feeling better. But I feel like if I come down too flared and touch too high, if I get stuck, there's nowhere to like go to save it. Does that make sense?
If you touch too high?
Well,
yeah,
100%.
Like if you don't tuck at all, I feel like there's nowhere to like
to flare your elbows at the top for the lockout. If you touch too high, you're fucked regardless.
Right. Yeah.
But
and then it kind of changes where you touch depending on how low the collar is. Yeah.
That's why mine's cranked, like really low, like right above my nipple.
You guys are both pretty good benchers. I suck at benching, so that's why I'm asking.
I wasn't, dude. I just started getting good, like decent at it. I sucked.
Yeah.
I just played around with it a lot. Like I said, I like my looser shirt.
What'd you hit at your last meet?
665. I should have smoked 7. I drifted back over.
Yeah.
Like really far.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna get that.
I dumped it on my belly. I wasn't patient. Dumped it on my belly. Still reversed it extremely fast, but I just threw it like over my face into the rack. It was gonna go too, but
yeah,
I'm gonna tighten it up a little bit though. It's definitely too loose. Now that I'm taking bigger weights, it's too loose.
Those purple shirts, yours is one of the purple ones?
Yeah.
They stretch out too.
And I have a double ply shirt too.
That's what mine is.
I want to get, eventually I'll get a triple.
Man, that sounds fucking gnarly.
I bench in a triple, but I don't like the purple. I like the black material, the stiffer material better.
Yeah, you can't really get that anymore, huh? It's kind of, dude, it sucks how they just they change the material and then they don't have the old option anymore.
Yeah, it's well, that's it. Like,
there's been 8 different materials for that fucking thing.
Forget when it was. Two years I blew out. Hold on one sec. Jack, come here. Sorry, my dog's crying. I blew a shirt out 2 years ago, and it was a black SDP.
Yeah.
I ordered a new one, and it came. They gave me a purple one. They're like, "Oh, we don't have any more black ones." I still have the shirt just sitting in my gym bag because I can't bench with it.
You don't like it?
No, not at all. It's more of a backup shirt in case this one blows out or something at a meet, but
yeah,
I don't like it.
That does
I
suck.
got a black 64 double ply too. I used that to meet before that.
I had a black one at one point, but I can't remember who gave it to me. And I remember I was getting into prep and I took whatever, the first shirt at bench during prep in it. And then the guy who lent it to me was like, "Oh, I need that back." I was like,
fucking asshole. I
was like, "Sick, bro." Okay. And this was after him saying, "Oh, I don't need it." Like, he straight up said, "I don't need it. You can have it."
Yeah.
You know?
That's fucked.
Yeah. And then I ended up using that single ply Phenom the rest of prep. I gotta get my bench better though, because if I could bench 600, I could total 10 times body weight. I feel like that's pretty good. But I can only bench 500 right now. So,
what's your raw bench?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're strong enough to bench 6. You just need to figure it out.
I can bench a little over 400. I did, I think, 425. It was a little shitty, but
yeah, dude. So you should be.
Yeah, dude.
Close to 7.
I'm ass in the shirt. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I'll have to send you a video with my if I even have any, dude. I fucking delete the bench videos off my phone. I gotta start enjoying it though. I feel like it's one of those things where if you don't like one of your lifts, it's not gonna get better.
Well, also with the bench shirt, which I tell people the only way to get good in a bench shirt is
get in
a bench shirt. No, I know a lot of traditional conjugate training, you're not in a shirt a whole lot. But if you're not good in a bench shirt, being in it once a month isn't going to get you any.
It makes sense to get in it more if you need to acquire the skill, which I do.
Yeah.
And then once you've acquired the skill, whatever, then you can do whatever, whatever your training philosophy is. But yeah, I think I need to start getting in it more. Obviously, before anything, I need to figure out my gym situation. But yeah, maybe every other week for a while, just until it feels good.
Yeah. When I'm struggling in a shirt, which it's weird. Sometimes bench will be through the roof, and then I'll be in the same shirt, and it just feels like complete shit for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
When that starts happening, I'm usually in my shirt 2 weeks in, 1 week off, 2 weeks in, 1 week off. But that's just what works for me.
Let's get into. I have some questions that got asked when I put up that poll. We'll go through them, and then depending what time it is, I know you got to go to bed early, Skiba. All right, let's see. What is your favorite memory from your adult life? Holy shit, that's a deep one.
From our adult life?
Yeah.
I don't even consider myself an adult.
That's a tough one. It might be. This sounds kind of weird, but it might be when I kind of shortly after I started dating Bree. I had never dated somebody that I enjoyed going to their family events or liked their family or anything. I'd always be like, "Oh fuck, man, I gotta go to the barbecue or whatever with the family," or just just the way I look, dude. Usually dads don't like me and shit, but I kind of, when I came to the realization that like I was like, dude, I fit right in with her family. Like it's so sick. When we go to like anything, like what, like we were just over there for Mother's Day, and like Bree goes off and does her own thing, and I just like feel comfortable. Like I can just talk to everybody and chill and eat, and like it's nice feeling like, all right, I finally found this person. It's the right person. Her family's fucking awesome. Like it's just so easy. I would say, I guess that's not like a singular.
That
what did it say? Memory
weird, though, coming from you, because you're such a like personable, talkative guy with like whoever.
Bro, you know why you have that impression is because I'm comfortable in the gym. I actually get a lot of fucking social anxiety though.
Do you really?
Think about it. Like every time I've met you, it's been at your gym or at a meet. Like it's in a setting that I'm comfortable because there's something to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whereas like, dude, going to like parties or family parties or social gatherings, I get so much anxiety. Like, what the fuck am I going to talk to people about? Like, are people going to want to talk to me? Am I like, who do I make eye contact with? Who, like, how do I avoid making eye contact? Like, dude, I get stressed, bro. Like the small talk, not good at it at all. And I'm fine with like friends. Like I wouldn't say I'm totally an introvert in the sense of like, if I'm hanging out with my buddies, like I'll be sociable.
Yeah.
But yeah, with like strangers or people that don't lift or we don't have common ground, I have a super tough time in those kinds of social situations. They make me like panic.
Oh.
So,
fun fact.
I know that kind of didn't really answer the question because it's not really like a memory, but that's kind of like that's something that like mattered a lot to me as an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
What was the phrasing of that again? Yeah. What is your favorite memory? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it.
Who asked that for this podcast?
His username is, this username is unavailable.
That was such a soft thing to ask.
That's a deep ass question. What about you guys?
Favorite adult memory?
Are you married or engaged? You're engaged?
Engaged.
Yeah, I thought so. When are you guys getting married?
Memorial Day weekend next year.
When's Memorial Day? Summer?
May 28th, 29th.
Oh, so a year from now exactly almost.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I guess there's been so many in the past like year or 2 years. I mean, we just bought a house. I was fucking sick.
That's a fucking big one. That's true. I should have thought about that one.
That kind of like makes you know, I'd have to say that was a big one. You know, proposing to Jen is a big one.
Yeah.
I get as like a man or a nurturer, that's like one of those things that you always want to do is, you know, have a house, like this is mine.
Yeah.
Provide, you know?
Yeah.
So that's probably the sickest thing. And like the dope part about that is when I met Jenna, like my finances were fucked. Like I always had money, but bro, when I was like 21, 22, like drinking, doing drugs and shit all the time. Like I maxed out credit cards, didn't fucking pay them. Like my credit score was like 420.
You know bro, I mean? You want to know what my credit score is right now?
What?
Like 768 or something. Pretty fucking good,
sick.
Right?
That's good.
Sick.
Pretty good, right?
Really good.
Dude, so like you know, she kind of like kicked me in the ass to be like, yo, like, not that you got to get your shit together, but like, you have a good job, you make money, but if you don't have like this paper trail of saying like, oh, you have good credit, you can't get shit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right.
And I literally, that was something I like buckled down on for like, you know, 2 years. And then we applied for the house and got it, and I was like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? So that was probably the, you know, best adult memory.
That's huge. That's huge.
And what was sick was we applied for the mortgage or whatever, and then I was competing up at Bill Crawford's last summer. Jenna got the call from the mortgage broker saying that we got approved for the mortgage. It was like right after I squatted, and I was like, I don't even give a fuck if I bomb out anymore. Give me a beer. Like, fuck this meat.
Yeah. That's tight, man.
So I always tell people, like, the gym is way sicker and lifting weights is way more fun when life is awesome. You know, like when life sucks, like, you know, work sucks, all that, like the gym sucks. You know, you bring that shitty ass energy into the gym, your training's gonna be shit. When life is going good, lifting is 1,000. Even if your numbers aren't progressing, just the gym is way more enjoyable.
Dude, that's part of the reason I had to leave and train by myself too, is because, like, training, like, those people that I was training with a year ago, I would have told you those are my best fucking friends.
Yeah.
And so my feelings got super hurt when they all started, like, I felt like I was getting abandoned by my friends, you know what I mean, at the same time as my training partners. So it was just becoming a really negative thing to me, where, like, I would go to the gym and train with them, but I felt fucking alone. You know what I mean? Because I was like, these people, like, don't.
You're resentful the whole time that you're there.
Yeah, I'm like, these people don't understand me. Like, they don't understand what's going on. And so it was becoming like, I was still getting strong, but, like, it sucked training. Like, I was starting to hate driving there to train.
Well, because it becomes more of a chore than it does a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, like, we choose to do this for fun. Like, at the end of the day, it's got to be fun for you. You're not taking 2, sometimes 3 hours out of your day to do something that you fucking hate. And I'm in the mindset, and, you know, Dave Kirshen kind of drove this home for me. You know, we started training together. I've known Dave for a while, but we started training together, you know, 3 or 4 years ago. And he was the one that was telling me, you know, life comes first, lifting is always second. Weights are always going to be there. You know, that whole, you know, oh, I'll fucking die for this shit, you know, for the, like, go fuck your hand, dude. Like, you know, and that's when it, like, occurred to me. I started getting better at lifting weights when I cared less about lifting the weights. You know what I mean? Like, I came into the gym, I'm always passionate about it, but
of course, I think that goes without saying for all of us, for sure.
It's just, I don't know if it's just more of like a mind clarity type thing, but
I think it's not stopping caring about it, but it's starting to not put so much weight into how it goes, you know, whether it goes good or bad. Like, I see that in Rupo too. Like I was saying, he's always in a good mood, even when shit isn't going perfectly. I try to do that as well. It's hard, you know, we're not perfect. Like, some days it fucking gets you, especially when everyone around you is, like, triggering the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
What about you, Rupo? Favorite adult memory?
Unfortunately, I don't have many yet.
How old are you?
28. We were starting to look for a house this year, but in the market, you know, so I'm not paying over like that.
Yeah.
But when I got married, my honeymoon, I proposed to my wife with my dog. So one of those three things. One of those three things, man. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. When did you guys get engaged or married?
2019 October. So coming up on 2 years.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Cool, man. Let me see what else we got. Do you think Multiply would be as popular if Westside wasn't a thing? Your boy Nico asked that.
I think Multiply is popular because Westside is a thing.
Correct. I agree.
They kind of laid the groundwork for, I'd say, the sport in general, dude. Like, powerlifting wouldn't be, and I'm not like the biggest Westside fan at all.
Hello?
Not that, or sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm not a like traditional conjugate style of training. I'm not a fan.
Sure.
Westside, paved the way for powerlifting. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I think especially because back then, when they were like at their height, the crowd that would want to get into powerlifting would look at those guys and be like, oh, those are some tough motherfuckers, like this stuff looks sick. It's a little different than the crowd that powerlifting draws now, but powerlifting wouldn't be around now to draw that crowd if people didn't join it back then. I agree, man. I think that was huge. I think there's a lot of people that would try to tell you otherwise, but it's like
nobody would know what multiplier lifting was if it wasn't for Westside.
Absolutely.
I agree, man.
Yeah. Well, just Westside versus the World that just came out. You know, what, a couple years ago.
Yeah, 2 years
I
ago,
have guys. Yeah, I have guys in the gym. At my gym that I work at in Webster, they don't even power lift. They know nothing about powerlifting. They've watched that documentary.
Yeah.
And they're not even involved in powerlifting.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think I mean, that seems like an obvious answer to me. Let's see. What's it like training with Delafave? That's kind of a weird question. I don't know what he means by that. Probably pretty cool. You're friends?
Yeah, I mean,
right? I mean,
it's cool. I mean, it's funny because I always just think of him as like, you know, another, you know, lifter, somebody I train with, and then like, you know, you take a step back and from the outside looking in, you know, he's definitely top 5 all time in 2 weight classes. You know, so it's pretty fucking cool to have somebody of that caliber to lift with consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I tell people all the time, like, I have no idea I don't have what's it called, like a program written out, nothing. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing Sundays when I come into squat. Whatever he does,
he decides that. Okay.
Yeah. And not that I can't keep up, I try and keep up. If I could usually stay within like 150 pounds, I know I'm having a real good day. So
yeah.
It's awesome because he brought my lifting to a different level. When I started, you know, I met him at an RPS meet like 3 years ago. I didn't even know who he was at that time. Who the fuck is this dude opening up with like 900, you know, and he's in his bright colors, you know what? Super outspoken. And then we started training together. I had like a 800-pound squat at that time and, you know, a 2,000-pound total. Now I'm over 23 and 1,000-pound squat. So
yeah. You know what's funny about him is I feel like he rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And he definitely is like rowdy on the internet for sure. But it's interesting. The first time I met him in person, I was like, dude, I was like pretty fucking weak the first time I came to your gym. And obviously I didn't know anybody. But he let me work in with you guys on the monolift. He watched all my squats, gave me feedback after all my squats. That dude was actually super fucking nice to me. So I've always gotten a good impression, but I've also definitely gotten a different impression of him compared to what I see on his posts and stuff, like kind of like the fuck everybody attitude. You know what I mean?
You want to know what it is, and this is in every sport. You know, there's always, you know, the outspoken person.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that wears their emotions on their sleeve, the fuck you, I don't care attitude. You know, I'm a football fan. You know, Terrell Owens, you know, Deion Sanders, super flashy. Every sport has it, and most people hate those people when they're at the top because they fucking flaunt it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just him, and that's just, you know, his personality. So
yeah. Is he rowdy like that at the gym too?
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
No.
He didn't seem that way when I came to visit. He seemed like nice, helpful.
I mean, he's coaching the whole time he's there. You know, every time I do something, he's, you know, breaking down lifts and stuff like that. And he'll help anybody if, you know, you ask him, just because, you know, he's on the internet, you know, saying fuck Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and, you know, fuck speed work. It doesn't do anything. It's like, you know, I don't understand why people get so upset about, you know, one's personal
opinion.
opinions.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
you know, so
that's funny. Well, dude, I mean, we all, like, you know, when our estrogen's running a little high, we all get a little fucking sensitive, you know?
Ain't that the truth?
That's definitely part of the problem with powerlifting. All right.
Everybody gets so emo, you know? Like,
yeah. I know what you mean. I had one more. Hold on. One more question, and then I'll let you guys go. Where was it? What do you guys think about the new band shirts?
have either of you used one or no?
I have not used one yet.
No. So I have.
How was it? Weird? Is it weird?
It's completely different than like a traditional poly shirt.
I have heard that it's pretty like dangerous.
Dude, it's sketchy, man. So it's weird. You get a ton. There's no like bicep or tricep support like when you're in the shirt because the sleeves are big, like a slingshot. So the weight comes flying off your chest, but then as you get like, you know, halfway, 3/4 of the way up, there's no support on your bicep.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's super, you know, wobbly at the top.
Yeah.
You know, and it almost jumps on you real quick. But and same thing, you know, you can't get, it's weird because you can't get your arms out, so you can't get your back set.
Right.
The bar could dump out of your hands.
Yeah, dude, did you I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was thinking the whole time you were explaining that. Did you see that video of Scott Mendelson dropping it onto his stomach?
Cut in half by it.
Dude, that shit was insane, but the comment section of that video was so fucking funny, man. People were like, "Oh, Scott, I hope you're okay, man. Like, wishing you a speedy recovery." And he's like, "I'm fine. I benched 1,000 on Tuesday." And then somebody's like, "Bro, how are you okay from that?" And he goes, "I guess I'm a god." What the fuck, man?
I mean, the shirts are cool because you know it's letting people, you know, hit numbers that nobody's ever seen before. You know, I'm happy that they put it in a different, you know, category. It's not, you know, multiply. It's, you know, marked as unlimited now. But I mean, it's cool, dude. Anything. I'm a big fan and supporter of anything that gets more people in the sport and more people just having fun lifting. So
yeah,
people are like, "Oh, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't." Like, dude, who the fuck cares, man? Getting people under the bar and you know, on a platform, like, I'm all for it.
For me personally, and me and Dalton have had this conversation before, like, I'm a fan of lifting weights. I'm not really like specifically, I don't care that much specifically about powerlifting. I powerlift because it's like, it is literally lifting weights, but like, to me, I just like watching heavy weights get lifted. Like, I enjoy watching a heavy set of fucking hack squats. I enjoy watching a multiply squat, a raw squat. I enjoy watching a fucking heavy bench raw in a shirt, in those band shirts. Like, it's cool to see big weights get moved. Like, I'm a fan of anything like that. I don't really have an opinion either which way. I just like seeing big weights moved. I mean, I understand, like...
you want to know it's pretty fucking impressive, though?
What's that?
That big bench meet that Tiny Meeker held down in Texas a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Is how all those dudes had band shirts on, and Jimmy Kolb, I think, had what, a single ply shirt on, and like kept up with everybody.
1080. That guy's a freak.
That dude got so fat the last couple of years. You notice that, dude? You notice that?
So big.
Holy shit.
I saw some pictures of that kid. Oh my god, he made everyone look small as shit.
Yeah.
Dude, he's doing like he'll be in like a Titan Ram slingshot or whatever, and he's doing sets of like 800 for like 20.
I saw that.
That's
crazy.
Nuts.
He did, what did he do? 700 for 18, I think, yesterday. Yeah. Fucking A, man.
See, like that's just, to me, that's just cool to watch. Whereas you would have people commenting on that being like, "Oh, well, he's wearing a fucking Titan Ram or whatever."
Tell them to put it on. Tell them to try it out.
Yeah. Well, exactly, man. That's like the whole thing. It's just like, bro, just let him do what he wants to do, you know? And like, if the people want to fucking wear band shirts, let them fucking wear band shirts.
Yeah.
Like, what are we all doing here? We're all fucking doing the same thing. Like, why do you put knee wraps on? Why do you put a fucking suit on? Why do you put this or that on? It's like...
And anybody outside of the sport doesn't give a shit. Like, you're like, people are like,
Absolutely.
"Oh, you know," like everybody asks you, "Oh, you know, you work out and it's like, oh yeah, I power lift. And what's everybody say? Like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Like you push the weights up and it's like
push press or something.
That's exactly it.
Well,
that's
yeah.
it.
And I mean, if you're at the fucking family party and someone's like, oh, bro, what'd you bench? And you're like 700. Yeah. They're not going to be like, what were you wearing?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, holy fuck, that sounds like a lot. You know what I mean?
From the outside looking in, it's ridiculous. That's what I'd say. Like when people are like, "Oh, fuck multiply, fuck this," and then the multiply people fuck raw. It's like, dude, it's all ridiculous looking. I got, I put up that post the other day about I'm not a fan of box squats, and Billy Mindall went absolutely like ballistic.
That's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous thing to post, bro.
And so we were talking. He's like, "Oh, they work," and I was like, "Well, I was saying how, Dan Bell or whatever squats, 1,100 pounds raw, all these, 1,000-pound raw squatters, ain't none of them doing box squats." And he's like, "Why the fuck do you even care about raw lifting? You're a multiply lifter." And I was like, "Well, because I'm a fan of the sport. I don't care if it's multiply or raw. Like, I like both assets or facets of the sport,
I don't know what the point of like getting mad at someone for not wanting to do a certain exercise. Like, I don't know what exactly the point of that is, because it's like, if you don't want a box squat, first of all, that doesn't mean fucking for Billy whatever that a box squat's not going to help him. And just because Billy fucking whatever likes box squatting and it works well for him doesn't mean you need a box squat.
Correct. Exactly.
Because like you said, it really comes down to like, 1, are you making progress? 2, do you like doing that? Is it fun? And if it's not, and you don't need it to make progress, why the fuck would you do it?
Exactly.
It's like, if you're making progress without doing it and you don't want to do it, why would you then add it to your program?
Exactly.
Now, if you're not making progress and you're not doing stuff you don't want to do, maybe
time to switch it up.
Maybe you should think about adding it. But it's like, if you're making progress, you can't critique someone's programming if they're making progress. In reality, it doesn't make sense. It's like, well, what is the goal of good programming? To make progress. Am I right?
What is good programming, though?
Exactly. It's whatever's making you good
anything
progress.
That makes you stronger.
Yeah. Who really gives a fuck, man? I don't understand it. It's crazy. Anyways.
What else you got? Anything? Other questions?
No, man. I think it's your bedtime, too. How long have we been running here?
We haven't even been on an hour.
Bro, we can keep talking if you want to keep talking.
I mean, John looks so excited over there.
I do have a question for you, now that you say that. Because obviously I need to soak up some knowledge. How do you... I don't know if you're really going to know how to answer this, honestly. But how do you think you... And John, you could input on this too, because I know you're at a gym that's like this. Like, how do you think do you think it's luck that you guys got people who are really into it? Or do you think that you guys actively have, Mike Yu or Mike Burrow? Do you think that you're like molding people to be interested? Or do you think that you just lucked out and people came along that were interested? I've been at Billerica for like 3 years recruiting people. And people just come and go. I always have a crew of like 8 to 10 people, but it's like different people. And every few years, people fall off, and then I have to find all new people. It's like, I don't know if I'm just not finding the right people, or if it's me and I'm not like fulfilling the leadership role well. I don't know if you guys have like tips on that.
Well, see, for you, it's different because people don't associate you with a gym per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Windham County, and Mike's gym or whatever, they kind of have that, I don't know what you want to call it. Like, they have a physical tie to that gym. That's, that's where they train. Like, that's their crew, that's their team, And when you're lifting weights, when you're going to meet, you're lifting, for that name on, the front or the back of that t-shirt. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the person trying to get the people in the gym as more as it is him trying to push those people to help each other out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like shit, probably for the first 3.5 years for, when Hellbent started, like I was pulling out, hundreds out of my pocket each month just to keep the doors open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just letting people come down to train for free just to get the name out there. And finally, once people started seeing like, oh, when somebody from Hellbent was competing, there'd be 20, 25 people going to a meet with Hellbent t-shirts on that weren't even competing just to support that one person.
Mm-hmm.
It's that type of shit that you want. It's not the amount of people, it's the quality of people that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I think I talked to you about that on, 2 weeks ago or whatever. I said, you could be, 1,000-pound squat or 800-pound bench or whatever, but if you're a fucking asshole, like you're worthless to me. You know what I mean? If you're just gonna sit there and expect everybody to do everything for you, not give back, like get the fuck out. You know what I mean? And I try, I shouldn't say I try. We all try and instill that in everybody that comes into the gym, that it's not, it's not just a gym. You know what I mean? It's way more than that. Everybody, we all train together on Sundays. We all go out to lunch after we squat. When people are having birthday parties, holiday parties, half the gym are at the parties and stuff like that. So it's more of building a community, I would say, rather than just like a training crew.
So, what's funny is I actually got to that point with this training crew where we were doing shit like that. Like Saturdays, we would go to this coffee place after and get like food and coffee. And then like for people's birthdays and shit, like we would do something. But then people just stopped caring. And it was so weird, man. It was just like this switch. And like I said, it hurt my feelings, as I'm sure it would hurt yours if like your crew all of a sudden started kind of just like not giving shit. But I don't really know like how or why that happened aside. The only thing that I saw that happened was that a bunch of them got girlfriends. But maybe it could have also been something I did as well. Like, I don't really know. But it just seemed like people just stopped giving a shit out of nowhere. And then we weren't doing that stuff anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of those people probably don't have, any ties. They may have ties to like, training and powerlifting, but like, I've never seen you wear a t-shirt that has your gym's name on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I've seen you wear, everybody else's gym t-shirts, but like,
right.
Like if people are like, yo, where does Stanley train? People are like, I have no idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, everybody knows where Rupo trains.
Yeah.
So there's like, and I think that's the big connection people have with people, or people have with gyms is,
right.
The names, and it becomes more of like a safe haven for people than anything, and more of like a, and I hate the word like club, because I think it sounds so cliche when you say it, but it's like like when people join like a golf club or something, you're paying to be a part of something, but when you're paying to be a part of something, the gym becomes a part of you,
Yeah.
So you have those ties to it.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. If people don't buy into where they're training and don't love where they're training, you lost them at that. But I said, if you had a garage, dude, you could have a 500 square foot place and have a mono, a bench, and a deadlift platform. And if you had something, fucking Stanley's gym, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sure way more people would probably come and train there than, at just some random gym with a monolith.
Right. That does make sense. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's the atmosphere, dude. Like I'm sure Rupo has it, like when they're on max effort squat days or bench days or pull days or something like that. Like, dude, you walk into Hellbent, like if somebody's taking a max effort squat, like everybody's fucking stopping. You know what I mean? Everybody's stopping, everybody's crowding around the monolith. the speakers are blowing the fucking windows out of the gym. Like, like that's the shit that people want to see. That's what brings people back.
Yeah.
When you have other people, you know, in the gym that are screaming your name and cheering you on just for, you know, one lift on a Sunday or a Wednesday or something like that, like that's what'll bring you back to the gym day after day.
Yeah.
Not just, you know, oh, this guy's giving me like, you know, programming, you know, that shit doesn't matter to people.
You know what it is I think as well as I think I gave away too much free shit and too much of my time where people
took advantage of you a little bit.
People just got comfortable like assuming that they just get that now.
Yeah.
Whereas like I was giving it assuming that we were a team.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not that I'm giving it and like expecting them to owe me. It's that I'm giving it and I'm expecting it to build camaraderie. And I'm expecting like people to want to fucking like show up for each other. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I think when I started bringing shit up like that, I think what they thought, because Bree told me this, she's like, I think that they think you're like talking down to them, which is something that I hate, and I would hate that too. But I was like, no, what it was from my perspective was my feelings were hurt. And I'm like, dude, I thought we were a fucking team and you guys aren't coming through for me. Like I expected.
Yeah.
Like, dude, during coronavirus, like these people were over my house every day because the gyms were closed. And I was like, yo, I got stuff. You guys can come train us. No problem. They'd like be like, oh, and this was like before everybody knew that it was like kind of overblown, you know, whatever. I don't want to get into that too much, but anyways, like when it first started and everyone was still kind of like, oh, what the fuck is this thing? Like they'd be like, oh dude, I was like at work and somebody tested positive. Like it's cool if you don't want me to come to your house. Like, and I would just be like, no dude, I'm not going to like deprive you of a place to train. Like come over, fuck it. Like we'll risk it together. Who cares? So I had people training over here all the time. We'd hang out after, we'd get food, we'd go for fucking walks around town, like all this bullshit. So I was like, damn, dude, like, we'd play cards and shit. I'm like, damn, dude, like, this is sick. Like, my training crew, like, we're all buds now. You know? Yeah, and then shit just changed.
Changes, right?
Yeah, man. Crazy. It's like, I kind of didn't have as much to offer anymore because I was expecting them to come to things, and I was, I guess they kind of were getting a feel for how to program it because I'd been programming for them for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So they're probably figuring, oh, fuck this guy. I can just do this on my own now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But that also goes back to like, you know, if you had a place or you had a gym and, you know, you mold those people and they train and now they know how to, you know, train on their own, they're still in your gym training.
Yes.
You don't necessarily need to be training them.
Yeah.
But they're still, you know, repping their set.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't tell you how many people like, you know, started coming to the gym and like squatting with us or benching with us. And, you know, I'd help them out with programming and then, you know, they leave and go off and start doing their other thing. They're still training in the gym and like,
right.
Like that's fucking awesome. Like that, you know, that's what I want. You know, people are flourishing and going on their own. And then, you know, then they're getting the new people that come in and those people are going to them to start training. And it's that domino effect. Yeah.
Well, boys, this was a sad boy episode for me. This was fun though. What I'm kind of,
I think last year during coronavirus, I told you about 100 fucking times to come down and work out. And you fucking blew me off. So now, so now I know where your training partners got it from.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I know. I want to come back down. It's like fucking 3 hours though.
I know.
And you guys train early.
We can push it back a little bit.
I might come down at some point.
Squat session.
I don't have a fucking gym now, so
I'll even come up. Do you guys, Mike? Do you guys train on Sundays or no?
Rupo.
Or Rupo. I don't know why I just called you Mike.
Yeah, I was confused.
John, you guys train on Sundays or no?
Some of us do. I train on Saturdays. Just speed bench.
Yeah. Oh, we should, you know, try and link up one weekend. whether it's at Wyndham or Hellbent or something.
That'd be sick.
Wyndham is just under 2 hours from me. It's probably what, an hour from you, Mike?
Yeah, it's like an hour.
Yeah. That would definitely be easier.
That's I mean, that's fine.
And Bree would come too. I could squat any day now because my training right now is like some bullshit. But I know Rupo's kind of on a schedule.
Yeah. I mean, that would be, yeah. I mean, definitely, we could talk to Mike, see if we could do something.
Yeah. I'm down, man.
And we're having, I don't know if you saw Laura's coming. When's Laura coming? Laura's coming to do a seminar in June.
Oh, no shit.
Really?
Interested. Yeah. June 12th.
What is it, like $50, $75, something like that?
I think so, yeah. If you just go on her, whatever, Queen Bee, whatever it is page, it's on there.
I don't want to promise anything, but maybe I'll come down for that.
I've heard that.
Just fucking drive down.
Yeah.
God damn. What's 3 hours, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
That's
dude, the reason I don't say absolutely yes is because people say that to me all the time and then don't come, and I'm like, you should have just fucking said maybe, or I don't know.
I'm that person that always does that.
What, you say? Yeah, definitely.
Like, yo, you coming over tonight? Yeah, I'll be there, and then don't go.
So you're just as bad as me. No, that's even worse, dude. So I say maybe. I might do it.
Or if I go, Irish goodbye the fuck out of everything.
I do that
a lot.
Don't say anything.
I do that
a lot.
All right, boys, it's getting dark over here. I'll have you guys both back on at some point. We kind of have
when you're in a better mood, man.
Yeah, the way me and Dalton want to do this is kind of like a rotating cast of people. So we want to have people like you guys on frequently enough that the people who listen kind of start to get to know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So we'll get you guys on again.
We need some better format too.
We mean?
Like, is this supposed to be like lifting, or is it like?
No, we're just hanging out, bro.
All right, because I mean that first question was fucking weird.
That was deep. It was deep.
Yeah, we were getting in our feels there.
Oh man!
All right, boys, I'm fucking starving. I need to eat something.
Yeah, I know. I put my dinner on hold.